The Chinese mainland has long played a strong role as the world's factory, but in recent years, manufacturers, including some Hong Kong-based companies, have faced issues such as labor shortages and rising wages. Well, to discuss some alternatives, we're joined by Dickson Ho, Principal Economist with the Hong Kong Trade Development Council. What advice might you have for these companies?
Of course, if they find that the manufacturing costs in the places that they operate are so expensive, they have to look for alternate production bases. And China is a big country, so a lot of the Hong Kong-based companies, they have their production base in the Pearl River Delta area. So one of the alternatives is to try to move the production bases further inland, okay, where there might be more plentiful of workers and the wages level could be a little bit lower. But that might still not answer their questions. So another alternative is try to move the production base outside China. And Vietnam, that is one of the countries of the ASEAN, would be one good consideration.
What is the labor force like there, and what sort of industries would be best served in a country like that?
The minimum wage in Vietnam is roughly half the level of what you find in Guangdong. And in terms of the average wage rate, it will be even cheaper. That means it's less than half of the average wage in Guangdong. That makes Vietnam so attractive as a market, as a production base. And of course, when we talk about the different industries that would be suitable for relocation, I think we can identify several. Number one is the garment and textile manufacturing. And this is one area that Vietnam has been good for many, many years. But one new area that has been gaining a lot of attention is the manufacturing or the assembly of electronic goods, in particular the mobile devices. A matter of fact is that over the past 2 or 3 years, the export from Vietnam of electronic goods have already surpassed the exports of garment and textile products. So that means the country has become a new manufacturing base for the global supply chain in electronic items.
What about the practicalities of doing business in Vietnam, though? What else should they be considering?
Vietnam is an emerging country. It has all sorts of problems that are fraught with an emerging country in terms of the ease of doing business there. But again, when you balance the benefit and the cost, overall, I think the benefits well surpasses the cost. So that's why over the past few years, we have seen a lot of the international companies such as Intel, Microsoft, and Samsung. They have been moving into Vietnam at a very, very rapid pace.
Well, what role do regional trade agreements play in this scenario?
Apart from being a member of ASEAN as well as the WTO, Vietnam for the time being is negotiating certain regional trade agreements with other trading partners, in particular the Trans-Pacific Partnership, or what we call TPP. Because TPP consists of members including America, which is right now a very important export market for Vietnam. So if the TPP is concluded, that means the products from Vietnam would be able to sell to America at very low or even zero import tariff rate. Then that could substantially help the exporters there. So when Hong Kong companies are considering relocation to Vietnam, this is one added benefit or added consideration for them.
All right, well, thank you very much, Dickson Ho, Principal Economist with the HKTDC. And for details about this research and much more, please visit www.hktdc.com/research. Goodbye.